Christmas will be sad for us, as it will be for many people, I think, this year. But I think that it doesn't mean that we will sit around and bathe in our grief. I think that very often a time like this causes people to really reflect on the deeper meaning of, say, Christmas or any other occasion. I remember Easter of 1963, when my husband was jailed in Birmingham. I had just had my fourth child and was still confined to my house, and he had gone to jail on Good Friday, and I was very depressed. But somehow that was the most meaningful Easter that I have ever experienced, because, you know, Easter is a time of suffering, but it's creative, you know, if it can be creative suffering. And I think if we think in terms of my husband's life and his death in those terms, then we will not be as sad. We will be hopeful, because in his death, there is hope for redemption.
We must know that we have something much more powerful. Just take up the ammunition of love.
At this time, I have the honor to present to you the moral leader of our nation, Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr.
I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today.
I accept this award today with an abiding faith in America and an audacious faith in the future of mankind. I have the audacity to believe that peoples everywhere can have 3 meals a day for their bodies, education and culture for their minds, and dignity, equality, and freedom for their spirits. This award is a profound recognition that nonviolence is the answer to the crucial political and moral questions of our time. The need for man to overcome oppression and violence without resorting to violence and oppression. I'm taking good care of this check.
Reverend Abernathy insists that he looks at it about every 3 or 4 hours to make sure it's there.
This check is made out in Swedish kronas, 273,000. And I understand, crowns rather, and I understand that in our money this comes to about $54,600. And as I said, every penny of this money will go to the civil rights movement, and I think you have a statement about how it will be divided.
Dr. King, is that why Reuters had a story that said that you were coming home with a bodyguard?
Oh, well, that... No, I don't think, I didn't know I had a bodyguard. I've never traveled with a bodyguard.
It's a wife,
and yeah, other than my wife. Did you get it? Whenever you segregate a minority, you inevitably discriminate against that minority. That's the issue. All labor has dignity.
Yes.
But you're doing another thing. You are reminding not only Memphis, but you are reminding the nation that it is a crime for people to live in this rich nation and receive starvation wages. We have an injunction, and we're going into court
tomorrow morning to fight this illegal, unconstitutional injunction. All we say to America is be true to what you said on paper. We've got some difficult days ahead, but it really doesn't matter with me now because I've been to the mountaintop. I don't mind. Like anybody, I would like to live a long life. Longevity has its place. But I'm not concerned about that now. I just want to do God's will. And He's allowed me to go up to the mountain. And I've looked over and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land. So I'm happy tonight. I'm not worried about anything. I'm not fearing any man. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord.
Very sad news for all of you, and I think sad news for all of our fellow citizens and people who love peace all over the world. And that is that Martin Luther King was shot and was killed tonight in Memphis.
My husband often told the children that if a man had nothing that was worth dying for, then he was not fit to live. He said also that it's not how long you live, but how well you live. He knew that this was a sick society, totally infested with racism and violence, that questioned his integrity, maligned his motives, and distorted his views, which would ultimately lead to his death. And he struggled with every ounce of his energy to save that society from itself.